Not only soccer players from the 2026 World Cup, but more and more elite athletes from any sport, even Hollywood celebrities, have gone back to using wired headphones. And here I'm going to tell you why, since it's something that's being talked about a lot on social media and has generated a lot of questions all over the world. Why have they decided now, precisely now, when everything wireless seemed to be the future, to go back to wired headphones again? There are many questions and theories, but I'll address the most likely ones. Also, I've decided to buy this machine that measures radiation to test it in front of all of you. Is it really true, the most popular theory, the one that says wireless Bluetooth headphones emit a lot of radiation, or is it just nonsense? You'll be amazed by the results. As a tech analyst with 10 years of experience specializing in audio, I'll start by sharing my personal opinion here at Test-A-Do. On this channel, I've tested wired headphones costing over 4,000 euros with audio as spectacular as their price. I've also tested high-res audio players costing over 2,000 euros, which, by the way, I gave away to you guys some time ago. And keep in mind, there are also models that cost 100 euros or even wired headphones for 5 euros that sound amazing. You don't have to spend that much. In fact, the headphones most used by both soccer players and Hollywood celebrities are Apple's Earpods. You'll see them later, I mean the wired Apple headphones. I've tested hundreds of audio devices here, and with my experience I can tell you something very clearly. Wired audio, that is, audio through a cable, sounds much better than wireless audio over Bluetooth. But this is really just pure physics. It's like what happens with fiber optics and Wi-Fi. No matter how powerful your connection and your Wi-Fi are, when you connect a fiber optic cable, the internet is much faster, both for upload and download speeds. Obviously, not everyone needs or wants to have such high internet speed, just like there are people who don't mind listening to music at lower quality. I can understand that, but this must be very clear. When it comes to pure audio quality, cables win by a landslide over wireless. Maybe this is one of the reasons why soccer players have decided to go back to using wired headphones. Wired headphones are trending again, not just due to the 2026 World Cup or Hollywood celebrities, but also because of something I've noticed over the years on YouTube that we should all consider. Before moving on to the radiation tests of wireless audio systems, I think the key here is planned obsolescence. And this is also pure physics. Take a look at these Samsung headphones that look like a bean. They came out a few years ago. And check this out. Here are the first generation AirPods Pro with a sealed fit. I also reviewed them here when they were released. They came out in 2019. I'm uploading this video in 2026. And do you know what both the small wireless Samsung earbuds and Apple's AirPods Pro have in common? That both have stopped working. That's the key. Neither of them works well. And it's because their tiny lithium batteries have an expiration date. And after a few years, although it always depends on how much you use them, obviously the more you use them, the less time they'll last, they end up breaking down. Once again, it's pure physics. Headphones are no longer something you can pass down. And that's the key. I have wired headphones from 20 years ago that still work as well as day one. That will never happen with wireless headphones. Is this why celebrities, soccer players, and elite athletes have stopped using wireless headphones? Or is it because of the radiation, as you'll see next? The topic of devices that can be passed down is very interesting to me. It's like what happens with digital watches with tiny batteries. Before, you used to inherit your father's or grandfather's wind-up watch. Now those watches degrade after a few years until their batteries reach the end of their cycle and they shut down, just like headphones. That's why I guess I prefer wired headphones, because not only do they sound better, but they can be passed down. I think we're living in a time when few things remain to pass down. But let's get to the theory that's gained the most traction on social media, which is why players at the FIFA World Cup 2026, along with elite athletes in other sports and even celebrities, use wired headphones. Is it true that they emit a lot of radiation and that it's bad for your health? Well, to get to the bottom of this, I bought a device that measures radiation. It's pretty simple to use. It runs on batteries and works in a very intuitive and basic way, but it does the job. It's called the BR9A. The place where I decided to do this test is completely free of any radiation. You'll see it now. It's going to measure the radiation in the area. There's no trick or deception here. This was a test I personally wanted to do because I was curious about it. All right, first I'm going to test the cables. In this case, the Apple Earbuds, to see if they emit radiation. Once I connect them, well, you can connect them either through an audio jack. They also sell them with USB Type-C, like in this case, or with a lightning cable. And, once I connect them to the phone, in this case an iPhone 17 Pro Max, and hit play, you can see that the radiation doesn't increase. It stays the same. But what happens when I pick up some wireless earbuds, in this case some AirBots Pro? Well, you can see that once I open the case, the radiation spikes. When I move it away and then close it, it goes back to normal. And once again, once it's open, look at the red numbers at the top. I think it's mainly the ones that go up, though all three parameters do, each showing a measurable objective disturbance. Therefore, it seems that yes, there is radiation in wireless headphones. Now I'm going to simulate wearing them on my ears, so I'm going to cover the sensors and look how it spikes. At this point, I play the music and it goes up to more than 18,000 points. In fact, that spike, as you can see, stays marked. This is an indicator on the machine. It means that it's bigger than normal or higher than it should be. That's why it stays marked. Therefore, objectively, and in front of all of you, I have just demonstrated that wireless headphones do indeed emit radiation. Then we would have to see about this non-ionizing radiation. Some people say non-ionizing radiation is not harmful, while others say it is harmful, but over time. That is, the problems come with continued use over the years. I'm not going to get into that here. I just wanted to check this. Whether wireless headphones really do objectively emit radiation, and as you're already seeing by comparing and contrasting, that supports the theory that wireless headphones emit radiation, which is why famous athletes and others are rejecting them. And going back to wired headphones which don't emit radiation, there are many interviews on this topic. You can look them up. I've decided to stick with this one from the boxer Ryan Garcia. Check out what he says.
No, you want those. I'll put people on game about it. You know,
Really?
messes with your head too much. You need wired headphones.
A sensitive, hormonally active gland in your neck, and just inches away from that, you're using a radio frequency EMF emitting device. It's basically a small microwave in your head.
Although for me, the most important thing here is, what do you think? Do you use wired headphones? Do you use wireless headphones? Or are you going to be like celebrities, athletes, or 2026 World Cup soccer players and choose wired headphones? What I am sure of, especially after these 10 years of testing audio devices, is that wired ones sound better and can be passed down. Let's discuss the headphones most used by celebrities and soccer players. They're the basic Apple AirPods. You can already see them with USB Type-C. You can choose from different connector options for just over 18 euros. If you're interested, I'll put the purchase link below in the video description. I bought them recently to try them myself. You know, I like to test everything before releasing a video. They're not extraordinary, but I have to say I like the microphone. It sounds good. But anyway, as a conclusion to this video that's causing a lot of controversy and is being talked about a lot on social media, why are celebrities and elite athletes or soccer players going back to wired headphones? Well, you've already seen the three most established theories. Either way, I hope this video has cleared up some of your doubts. If you like this video, share it, subscribe, and leave me a like so you can keep trying out these kinds of theories that are taking over social media and have to do with audio. And now, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and see you soon.